Hi, this is Surajit Ghosh. Welcome to Pathsala. Basically, the operator are applicable on operand. But in case of logical operator, in the both side of the logical operator, they are not as particularly operand. Rather, there is a such type different types of conditions, which includes different types of operator. But in case of logical operator, in the both side of the logical operator are some conditions, and by equating this condition we can get result whether the condition is being true or false. So to understand this logical operator, I am going to give you an example. Sometimes we are demanding from our parents for fulfill our some wish, and this time our parents maybe put on some conditions, just like you have to study the computer and mathematics both, then you can get the such thing which I demand. So if I going to write this same thing by word, it becomes, it means your parents demanding that you must study both the subject computer and mathematics. Now if your parents offering you, so in this expression your parents actually demanding to study the computer or mathematics, from any one of subject you have to study. If you study, then you get the result which you demanding from your parents. The third one, not study. The third option, I'm not quite confident that any parents who are going to offer such kind of thing. Maybe this offer is very awesome for every student. I can understand, but I don't think it is possible in reality. So in this case, suppose imagine your parents offering not study, means except the study you can do anything, then you can get what you demand. So this is the third option. So now in this sentences, the condition is computer mathematics, you have to study computer and mathematics, and here also computer and mathematics. Now here the two conditions are joined by and here the two conditions are joined by or, and in this case the condition is not. Here and means both these you have to study. Here or, by giving the or, it means you have to study either the computer or the mathematics, and in this case again I remembering you that not possible in reality, I think. So not study means you have to not going to study anything. Okay, so this kind of thing may be happen in your reality. Now how can we implement all this thing in the programming? In case of programming, the first condition in the previous sentence which is written in the board is and. This and operator is represented in case of programming language by giving double ampersand sign, which is known as logical and. The or operator is given by two piping sign known as logical or, and the not operator, it is implemented in programming language by exclamation sign which represent the not operator. So this is logical and this is logical or this is logical not operator. In this case, both the condition in the left side of this operator and the right side operator must to be satisfied, and in this logical OR operator, the statement which is or condition which is given in the left side of this operator either to satisfy or to satisfy the condition which is written in the right hand portion of this operator. And in this case, no logical not operator accepting this condition, all the conditions possible, but if the condition is written here is takes place, then the operation is not going to done. In these two expressions, we can find 5 is greater than 8 and 7 is greater than 6. Now 5 is never greater than 8, so it becomes false, and 7 is greater than 6, so it is true. But as it is, these two conditions are joined by logical AND operator, so both the conditions given here is must to be satisfied. So the ultimate result for this expression becomes false, as one is false, another is true. In this case, this is true as 4 is less than 7 and 5 also less than 10, so this is true. So in this case, both the conditions of the in the both side of the logical AND operator are true, then the output or result is true. In case of logical AND operator, when we check the first condition, then after we go to the second condition. If the first condition become false, in programming, the second condition is not going to check by the program. As the first condition becomes false, and as we use the logical AND operator, so as the left hand side is already false, so it need not to check other side because output always be false. So the first condition it become false, then it is not going to check the second condition in case of only logical AND operator. In that case, 5 is greater than true is false, 7 is greater than 6 is true. Here we now put the logical OR operator. So any one of condition is become true, then the output or result will be true. As the left side is already false, but the right side of this logical OR operator is true, so the output is true. In this case, 4 is less than 7, so this is true, and also 5 is less than 10, so this is true. Logical OR operator need any one of these, but in this case both are true, so result become true. Now for logical NOT operator, so to get the reverse output, we always use the logical NOT operator. If we write, in this case, the condition is 8 greater than 5, but the result is true. As we know that 8 always be greater than 5, so result is true. But except this condition become true, the output always be false, and if the result becomes false, then the output become true. So except this, it becomes false. If we write 8 less than 5, then it becomes false. So output become true. In case of logical not operator, except the condition, the rest of the other condition can be execute, but except that condition, this condition is occurred, then the program is not going to execute, rather it is going to terminate. When I am just mentioning the some sentences to describe the logical operator, I have already mentioned the third condition, not study, and I am also telling you that it is merely impossible. So most of the programming, this logical and logical or operator is being used. In some few programs, the logical not operator is used, but you never think this is any kind of rules. Rather, I'm just telling you you can just say it is a tricks, or you can say it's a suggestion, whatever you like to say, whatever you like to term this thing. But logical not operator little bit used in the programming language. Now the sixth operator is conditional operator. This operator we can implement by using two things, by question mark and colon. And the syntax for writing the conditional operator is before the question mark we are writing the test condition, means the condition which is going to check. If the condition, after checking the condition become true, then this portion of the expression will execute, and if the condition is not satisfied, that means it is becomes false, then this portion of the expression will execute. As this portion of this expression execute when the condition is true, to better to understand, I am just writing extra word true to easily understand when this expression going to execute, and false as well as when this expression is going to execute. Let us take an example. As the value of a is 15 and the condition is a greater than 10, it means 15 greater than 10. We know that 15 is always be greater than 10, so condition is true. So this portion is expression will execute. That means b equals 20 will execute, and the output will be b equals to 20. As 15 is not lesser than 10, so condition becomes false. So the this portion of the expression will execute. So the output becomes c equals to 30. In this statement, we can find only one condition, and the what will be the output is given in the expressions. But if we check multiple condition by using the conditional operator, this type of conditional operator is known as nested conditional operator. So let us take an example. So this is an example of nested conditional operator. In this case, there are three conditions given in these expressions. So this is condition 1, this is condition 2, and this one is condition 3. The conditional operator always be executed from the left side to the right side. So the first condition 1 is going to check first as a greater than b. Now value of a is 5 and value of b is 12. So a greater than b means 5 greater than 12, it is completely false. So the control goes to the false portion segment of this first condition, and the false expression for the first condition is starting from here. And after entering in the false expression segment of this first condition, it encountered another condition where the condition is b greater than c. So the value is 12, b is 12 and value of c is 3. So 12 greater than 3, it is true. So the true segment for this condition 3 conditional operator being executed, so the output will be b. That means the value of b is 12, so output will be 12 for this thing. The first condition is a becomes a lesser than b, so 5 lesser than 12, this is true. So the control goes to the true segment for this first condition, and the true segment is starting from here up to this portion. After entering the true expression for the condition 1, it encountered another condition 2, which is a greater than c. Now a is 5 and c is 3. So 5 is greater than 3. It is true again, and the output become a. So value of a is 5. So output will be 5. So in this way, the nested conditional operator works. Now we come to the next operator known as bitwise operator. First one is bitwise AND, bitwise OR, bitwise complement, bitwise XOR, left shift, right shift, and zero field right shift operator present in the bitwise operator. Now in case of bitwise AND operator, when the both condition in the both sides are true, then output will be generated. If we draw a truth table for the bitwise AND operator, we can easily get, suppose A, B and A ampersand B means bitwise AND. So 0 0 1 1. In case of in case of bitwise AND operation, the zero represent as false and 1 represent as true. In bitwise AND operation, if the both of the A and B are true, then we can get the result. Otherwise, if anyone is true or false or both are false, the result always be false. So in the first case, both are false, result become false. First one is false, second one is true, but result is still remain false. First one is true, second one is false, so result becomes still remain false, and 1 true. That means it becomes true 1. So in this way, bitwise AND operator work. Now we come to the next operator, bitwise OR. In case of bitwise OR operator, if any one of A and B is true, then output will be true. In the first case, both are false, so output become false. In this case, first one is true, false, second one is true, output true. First one is true and second one is false, so output becomes true. And in the last case, both are true, so it is easily become true. So this is the expression for the bitwise operator. Now we come to the bitwise complement. In bitwise complement, if the input is false, then the output becomes true, and the input is true, then the output will be false. So this is the bitwise complement operator. Now we are going to discuss about the bitwise XOR operator. In bitwise XOR operator, the output will be generated only the both of the A and B when are in opposite. Means one is true, another is false. So first one is both are false, so output is 0. Here one is false, another is true, so output becomes true. First one is true, another one is false, output becomes true. And in this case both are true, so the output is false. This is the bitwise XOR. So this one is bitwise AND, bitwise OR, bitwise complement, and bitwise XOR. Now I am going to explain about these three operator. One is left shift, right shift, and zero fill right shift. Now left shift, in case of left shift operator, the number is going to shift it in the left hand side. But how many times? Let us take an example to understand it very easily. Suppose the value of A is 12 and the expression is, suppose A left shift 2 times. If the value of A is 12 and the left shift done by 2 places, then what will be the result of this? First we going to convert this number 12 into binary equivalent. So the binary equivalent for this 12 is 1100. I hope you know how to convert a decimal number to a binary number. If you don't know, if you have no idea how to convert the decimal number into binary number, in the later in other videos I will explain about how to convert binary number to decimal number to binary, hexadecimal to binary, and all the complete of number system in another video. But if I convert the decimal number 12 into its binary equivalent, it becomes 1100. So in case of the left shift operator, first we just putting the binary equivalent of the given number in this way, 0, 0, 1, 1. After put the all bits in here the left shift take place by the 2 places. So this bit shifted to left side in by 2 places, and this bit shifted by again by 2 places, and so on. Now it looks like okay. Now it looks like this one is shifted to left side and it plays here, and this comes to here, and this one is here, and this one is here. Now the other two block which are become vacant, it is fill up by 0. So after shifting by 2 places in the left side, this binary digit becomes in this form. Now we are going to convert this binary digit number into its equivalent decimal number. So the value is so the value becomes it's 48. After doing the left shift by 2 places, the result becomes 48. Now for right shift operation, now for the right shifting the same number by 2 places, what is the result we get? This bit being shifted in the right side by 2 places and this also by 2 places, and after shifting this bit by 2 places it comes here, and after shifting this bit by 2 places it comes here. So the new thing looks like, so this one places here and this one places here. So the value of 1 to its equivalent decimal number is it's 1, it is 2. So the after converting the right shift operation on the value 12 by 2 places, the value of 12 is become 3. In case of zero fill right shift, if I doing the this operation in the same value 12, the binary equivalent is already written in the bit 1100. We are going to shifting 2 places. After shifting the 2 places, this 1 comes here and this 1 comes here, so becomes 1 1. So it is just same just like this right shift operator, but in case of right shift operator, after shifting the bits in the right side, the left blocks are not filled up. But in case of zero fill right shift, after shifting the bits, the left of the bits fill up by zeros, but the value remains same, is 3. So in this way, the zero fill right shift operator actually work. Now I am going to explain this bitwise AND, OR and complement XOR by taking some example. Suppose A is 12 and B is 10. If I doing the operation like this, A and B, then what will be the output? The binary equivalent of A is 12, that is now if I do the bitwise AND operation in A and B, that it means in 12 and 10, in case of bitwise AND operation, both the condition must be true, then it becomes true. Means in both A and B is 1, then the output will be 1, and rest of the other combination, the output will be 0. So in this case, first case, the both are 0, it becomes 0. First one is 0, another one is 1, it becomes 0. First one is 1, second one is 0, so it becomes 0, 0. And the fourth one, both in case of A, it means 12, and in case of B, it means 10, it's 1, 1. So it becomes only 1. So the output is its decimal equivalent is 8. So result is 8 for this bitwise AND operation. Now if I going to do the bitwise OR operation in both the values of a and b, then the output become in case of bitwise OR operator, if any one of the a and b is 1, then the output will be 1. So in this case, first one, in the first bit, the both are 0, output 0, 0 1, it becomes 1, 1 0, it becomes 1, and 1 1, it becomes 1. So the decimal equivalent for this binary number is 8, 14, 2. So 14. So result will be for this bitwise operation or operation is 14. Now I am taking XOR operation on the same expression. In this case, bitwise XOR operation output will be generated when the both A and B are in the opposite. It means suppose A is 0 and B is 1, or A is 1 and B is 0. So in the first bit, here the both are 0, so it becomes 0. Here one is 0, another one is 1, so it becomes 1. Here first one is 1, another one is 0, so it becomes 1. And now both are 1, so both are same, so it becomes 0 for the bitwise XOR operation. Now the decimal equivalent for this binary number is 4 2s are 6, so output will be 6. Now the special operator. Special operator is basically used for the special purpose in the programming, and they are like opening brace, closing brace, first bracket, bracket open, bracket close, and parenthesis, dot operator. So these are the special operator which is basically used for special purpose in the programming. So these are the 8 types of operator which are categorized according to their working type or activity. But there is another type of operator which I told in the last video, that depending upon the number of operand present in the operation, the operator are classified in 3 categories, and they are unary, binary, and ternary. Unary means where only one operand is present. In binary, where 2 operands are present. In ternary, there is 3 operands are present. Let us take the revision from our which I told you about the 8 operators. Okay, the unary operator is the increment and decrement operator. You can see only one operand, that is I plus plus or I minus minus or plus plus I or minus minus I. So only one operand is there. That's why it is known as unary operator. Ternary operator. In the conditional operator, there are 3 operands present in the conditional operator. So conditional operator is also known as ternary operator. Now rest of this thing, most of are binary operator, means there are minimum 2 operand present in the other operand which you learned already. In the next video, I am going to explain about the programming languages and expressions of C, C++ and Java. So till then, keep watching and bye.